Cagecore, designing tomorrow's silence.
This is imagiMusic. Part 1. Basics. Welcome! You are now about to take your first steps into the magic world of made-up music. We here at Cage Corporation hope you feel the same excitement as we did when we started pre-imagining the music you are now going to imagine. You don't need any prior knowledge of music to do this. Only an open mind. As this is the first time you're imagining music, we will begin with the 3 fundamental exercises: sound object creation, layering, and finally movement. First of all, we have to make preparations. Make use of your complementary Cage Corporation Silence Module 0, as provided by your surroundings, to synchronize your inner silence with the silence of this video. We'll begin by creating a palette of sound objects that will be used throughout this video, and if you become fond of them, maybe in your future imagining sessions. Let's start easy by imagining the sound of a drain pipe during rain. Next, imagine the sound of a spoon cracking the shell of a hard-boiled egg. Imagine the sound of a baby penguin calling for its mother. Imagine the sound of your best pair of shoes floating in space, gently bouncing into each other. Imagine the sound of your eyes blinking 3 or 4 times. Imagine the sound of a church bell from afar. Cleanse your mind with the silence around you. For the remainder of this video, do not imagine any typical sounds produced by a cow, or the sound of Manhattan being invaded by a vast army of squirrels. Instead, imagine the sound of a horse chestnut tree being gradually transformed into pure gold. Now, imagine the sound of a baby penguin calling for its mother again. Did you imagine the same sound? If not, concentrate and try again when the picture is shown. If you aren't satisfied with your results, you can always rewind later and try again. Practice makes perfect. Let's continue and again imagine the sound of a spoon cracking the shell of a hard-boiled egg. Imagine the sound of your eyes blinking 3 or 4 times. Imagine the sound of a cow. Did you block the sound of a cow in your mind? Let's try again. Imagine the sound of a cow. That's better. For the last object we shall create, Concentrate hard and try to combine both sound sources that I will describe. Imagine the sound of a large cargo ship crashing into a skyscraper-sized banjo. Let's move on to layering. This one is fairly easy. Try to imagine the sounds shown by the pictures and stretch them in time until they have disappeared. The tricky part is keeping a lot of objects active at the same time. Now we will show you some simple layering forms that you'll be sure to encounter in your own imagination later. The last exercise is an example of a complete imagiMusical movement performed with the techniques we have gone through so far. So just hold on and let the pictures take you away. The floating shoes perform a quiet and delicate intro. Suddenly, the penguin choir contrasts the shoes movement with a dramatic chord. As the penguin choir fades out, one of the penguins begins a solo, singing softly to its mother. "O mother, where art thou? I am alone in this world, and there is a hole in my heart where you once were. O my mother." The orchestra makes an intense crescendo, and then the penguin choir sings the chord from before. As the sound of the choir rings out, the water section of the orchestra plays a soft cadenza, ending with a single dark and brooding tone from the colossal banjo. The piece ends in sad mystery. Thank you for choosing Cage Corporation as your provider for imaginary music. We hope to see you again soon.